But as I say, it's interesting because I don't know how many of you saw the original or how many of your readers will have seen both, but I think they're radically different. That's one of the things that Juan Jose Campanella encouraged us to do. He said, go make your own movie. It's great, and he loves this movie, but it's really not his movie. It's based on his movie, but it's, as I say, the themes are different. Not just that different characters are portrayed differently. I think the themes are different. It's interesting. I haven't shot a movie in Los Angeles in such a long time. It may have been as long ago as we did. Oh my God, I'm thinking about it, a movie called Galaxy Quest that we did, over 10 years ago, where we shot most of it in L.A., although you wouldn't think it. And the trouble with L.A., of course, is L.A. is seen all the time. Every television show seems to have L.A. in it, except for our show, Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, which have, now put New Mexico on the map. You just want to find a way to do it differently. Michael Mann has done it really brilliantly, but he goes in and repaints sides, half a street in L.A., so you see it differently. So the real challenge was to find locations that we hadn't seen before, or better, that we hadn't seen in that particular way. So we've seen Dodger Stadium before. It's very iconic in terms of L.A., but the way we shot it, I think, coming up over the bluff and then coming into the characters. And those of you who saw the original movie, there's a fantastic, it seems like one shot, it's actually, I think, 5 or 6, in which the camera does pretty much the same thing, but then goes into the bowels of the stadium and it's just one long shot that ends up on the soccer field as the police are cuffing the guy. No, it was just finding, how do we shoot L.A. that's different? And we shot the fountain just opposite the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion, and I realized maybe it's the way we shot it, but I haven't really seen downtown the way we showed it. So hopefully we've given a good sort of physical grounding to where our story takes place. I wish we could say that we somehow discovered him. He's one of those actors who was Joe Cole, who was just breaking, and I heard all these people talking about him in this television show that he did in the UK, and he came in and did a reading that just it almost is independent of him being somebody who's just being discovered. It's just so good and really, really eerie. I'm assuming you all know that he played both characters, both the suspect and the would-be suspect. He had a prosthetic nose for one of them. He's represented by CAA, and so is Billy, and quite frankly, a lot of our cast. So they were very much aware of it and put him forth. The women who cast our movie, Sharon Bialy and Sharon Thomas, Sherry Thomas, also I've worked with a lot in television, and they were well aware of it. So he was one of the people they wanted to bring in. I think he did great. I think one of my favorite scenes is the scene in the interrogation room when Nicole Kidman's character takes over. With her, oh my God, it's a dream. Well, both, there are every now and then, and I've produced a lot of movies over the years, and every now and then you'll work with a big name, and you'll hear all sorts of things about them, or they show up, and they can't show up. We talk about people having baggage. They have all this baggage, so you can't look at some of these actors without seeing, well, I saw her in this, and then I saw her in that, and she was so good in this, and then I loved her in that, or whatever else. And somehow our cast downplayed all of that. It was like, okay, I'm just ready here to work, and don't give me any more or less respect than you would to anybody else in the group. It was a real ensemble experience, meaning not just the cast, but for all of us. And this was not an expensive movie to make. It was, on the contrary, it was very tight, but and so everybody got into the spirit of it. I think so. Well, I was surprised. That's what I hoped for, but you never really know it, and all of you can tell me better than I know. You know, it just it became its own animal. You know, in part, and as I say, I'm really proud of the fact that it's its own movie, and Juan kept on saying, make your own movie. You know, you have the framework, and now do something different. So we didn't. We tried to reflect the original movie, but not be the original movie. That's interesting. That was pretty much Billy. There were some scenes, as I say, that have direct connections to scenes in the original film, but we made them different. So the interrogation is different in the Dodger Stadium. We've spent a lot of time trying to figure out. Needless to say, the film in Argentina, the sports event is a soccer match. So we said, okay, how do we do that? Well, LA is known for the Lakers and probably the Dodgers. The Lakers are in a contained stadium, so how do you get inside to that? And we wanted to do something that took us out and showed a scale that the movie up to that point had not shown. Oh, so interesting you should say that. No, we never thought about that. I'll tell you something, that at one point Billy wanted to use the exact same score because he fell in love with the score of the original movie. And we ended up using the same composer for both from the original movie, but a completely different score. Because once again, we realized at one point when we looked at the rough cut, it was a different movie, so that the score that worked perfectly well for the original movie would not work well for this one. But no, we never thought we'd do a cameo. We talked about it, and you know what? That's also, I can't undervalue or overvalue, I guess, the editorial process enough, because as we watched the movie we'd have these friends and family screenings, and as we watched the movie, and I think one of the things that's most powerful about the movie is the performances. And we realized the less we adorned the performances, the better they were. So they didn't need music, certainly, to foretell or foreshadow. And in many cases, it really was less is more. No, it was so fun to do it with him, and he's afraid of heights. So the scene in which he goes over in Dodger Stadium was a tough one for him to do. And when he did it, he had a harness on him, but he had to run actually, he didn't have a harness on for this shot. He had to run and jump over the side, and there was, of course, all kinds of platforms with soft things for him to land on. And I heard him scream afterwards. He said, "Where's Mark Johnson? He better have watched this. He better have seen what I just did." We're joking now. It's funny that you should ask that, because I have a call in 2 hours over the pilot script. Right now we joke it's sort of the meta of the meta of Galaxy Quest. We're doing 10 episodes for Amazon. Well, I can't say anything bad about Bryan Cranston. The guy's a genius, and I've seen him in so many things, and what can I say? He's fantastic. I've yet to see him give a bad performance, and he's now won several Emmys, and he's won a Tony, and so I think he's got plenty of other awards to come, and who knows, maybe even who knows what. So we'll see. Yeah. Thank you.